guys, welcome back. We are going to check in on week 15 and how things went on YouTube and what you guys have to look forward to in week 16. So for those of you who are new, I started this YouTube channel on August 1st of this year. So as of today, Friday, I am 15 weeks into my YouTube journey. And so last week, I checked in a little bit late. I did a Saturday evening check-in instead of Friday, and so didn't get very many views, but I think it's because it was late. It was towards the end of the day. I also did not do my washi selection video last week. Last week was a little bit crazy, so this week things are a little bit more normal. And so I am doing this video late in the day on Friday, but it is still, in fact, Friday. So you're getting that video today. I also did do a Plan With Me live on Sunday morning, but I think not having the washi selection on Saturday and not having the weekly check-in, I don't think anybody really knew that the live was happening. So I was all by myself for the live, which is fine. It was, of course, because it was just me and I was all by myself. It was the first time in quite a long time that I've had a live that went very smoothly, no technical difficulties at all. Uh, so you can still watch the live if you're interested. It is in my lives, and I will link it up here if you're interested in watching. But there were no technical difficulties this week with the live. Then on Sunday after that, I did some more filming. I filmed my alternate Plan With Me for week 46. And uh, one of the interesting things that I decided to do this week is I switched up my main planner. So for a long time, 2025, the Sterling Ink B6 has been my main planner, and then recently I have been testing out ideas in a Plans by Just Scribble in the A5 size. And when I started my new job, I had a lot of writing to do, and I realized that I was down to only having 29 pages left in my Sterling ink, and I knew that that was not going to be enough to get me through from mid-October all the way until December. And so I started leaning pretty heavily on the Plans by Just Scribble because it does have those daily pages. Very similar to a Hobonichi, there's daily pages throughout the week. And so I started relying more heavily on that, and this past weekend, I made the decision to move into the Plans by Just Scribble as my main planner. So instead of having the Sterling ink as my main planner and doing an alternate spread in the plans, I did do my main spread in the plans, and then I did an alternate version in the Sterling ink B6 for the week. I absolutely loved the way the Sterling ink B6 turned out. I will kind of go through the pros and cons and what I really thought of it on Sunday when I do the Plan With Me live. So I will be doing another one this weekend, but I really loved my alternate layout. So if you're interested, I will put the alternate layout up here in the corner so you can see that one as well. Then on Tuesday, I did have an art short, and I did post a link for you guys to vote on which art short you liked. Sometime this weekend, I'm going to do another art tutorial. I gave you 4 options. Those are on the post, on my post tab, community post. And so you can see which of these 4 options that you like, and whichever tutorial gets the most votes, that's the art tutorial that I will do, and then I will post that on the next Tuesday. But this Tuesday, I did post an art short that I had done a while back, and I really, really liked it. That did well. And then I had a Coffee Monster Co. sticker haul, which was quite small for me and probably for most people that order from the Coffee Monster Co., just a few sheets of stickers here and there. And so I did that as a short, and that dropped on Thursday. So you guys seem to have liked that. Hopefully, you guys all enjoyed the pacing this week. I did not have anything for Wednesday, but otherwise, every day this week had something on it. Tomorrow, I will drop a washi selection, and I will have the link up for the Plan With Me Live tomorrow when I drop that washi selection. And this will drop tonight as soon as I'm done filming it. So next week coming up, there will be a Plan With Me live on Sunday, and there will also be that washi selection on Saturday. I will have an alternate Plan With Me live on Monday. I'll have one of the art shorts, whichever one it ends up being, happen on Tuesday. And then we'll see how Wednesday and Thursday go. And then Friday, again, I will make sure I come back here and check in with you guys again. And so it looks like it's going to be a fairly normal week. Now, a couple things happened this week that I thought I just wanted to touch on. One of the reasons that I'm doing this check-in is so that if you are interested in starting a YouTube channel, or you want to kind of just see the realistic growth of a small channel, these check-ins should give you a pretty good idea. One thing that I should point out is that I don't ever edit my videos. These are all filmed in one-shot deals, and there's no editing, no behind-the-scenes stuff, aside from the fact that I have gone back in and put in chapters on YouTube so that you can find things. I like that style better, especially right now when I don't have a lot of time. It has come in handy because I know that I can get a video filmed and I can get something out to you with good content. It might not be polished content, but it'll be good content and hopefully something that you guys will enjoy. And so knowing that I can do that on a regular basis has been really, really nice. So even when I'm really super busy, I am able to get that done. And so even though work was still busy, things were still busy this week, I did find out that I'm okay with keeping up some level of consistency. However, when I first started this YouTube channel, I posted every single day, and I have not been doing that for the last few weeks since I started this job. And I did notice in the statistics that things, or the analytics, that things are not progressing as quickly. By me slowing down, that also means that things like views and subscribers and watch hours are also slowing down. That's to be expected. I'm not complaining about that or anything. I'm not saying that that's an unusual thing, but I can confirm that that is the case. So as I did kind of back off of that daily schedule a little bit, I did notice that the numbers responded accordingly. So for example, this week on YouTube, I gained 5 new subscribers. So if you are one of those 5 new subscribers, welcome. I am so happy that you're here. If you have been with me from before this week, welcome back. I love having all of you guys here. That is part of what makes this YouTube channel and the whole YouTube experience so fun, is to have all of you that I can interact with on a weekly basis. I also did gain 110 watch hours, so that was very nice. I'm up to 2,900. I'm looking down here. I have it written down. 2,943.6 watch hours at this point, which is absolutely phenomenal. I can't believe that you guys are showing up and spending so much time with me, and I really do appreciate you sharing your time with me. We have 28,310 views, which is an additional 1,515 views this week. Now, those numbers, like I said, they're a little bit lower than what I've seen recently in terms of the growth numbers, but there is still a steady growth. And I do notice that as long as I'm still continuing to get on here and I'm still continuing to post videos, that growth is still happening. So I don't think that I am, for example, fading off into obscurity or anything like that. I do still see growth. It's just a little bit slowed, which makes sense because I've been a little bit slowed. So that is one of the interesting things that I noticed this week. The other thing that I did this week was really think about what is coming up soon for YouTube, and that is Vlogmas. So I've always really enjoyed creators that have participated in Vlogmas. Vlogmas, if you are unaware, is the posting of a video every single day between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Now, I don't know if it's always Thanksgiving to Christmas or if sometimes it's December 1st through Christmas, uh, but that is essentially what Vlogmas is. Uh, I thought a lot about whether or not I wanted to participate, and I do think that I would like to get back in the habit of doing those daily videos. And so I really did a lot of brainstorming around what kind of videos I could bring you guys. And I think that I have a pretty good handle on enough videos of good quality. I don't want to just make a video to make a video. I want to make a video and feel like I'm giving you good information or good entertainment, at least, something along those lines. And I do feel like I have enough ideas for that to participate in Vlogmas. With that said, I am going to start filming some of those this coming week. So I really need to, one of the things I really need to work on is getting my sleep schedule back on schedule. If you have been with me for a while, you know that my sleep kind of tends to be all over the place. And I really need to work on being better about getting a good 8 hours of sleep a night. And so I think that will help if I can be consistent in that. It will help me get to a point where I have energy left at the end of the day and I'm ready to do a little bit of filming some nights of the week. Because if I'm going to participate in Vlogmas, I am really going to need to do something during the week and not just focus on the weekends. So that's something that hopefully you'll see coming up. And I'll talk a little bit about some of the things that I'm interested in doing. One of them is going to be a Q&A, so I will definitely have a spot for you guys to ask me some questions. One of them is going to be, at least one of them is going to be focused on gift ideas for people that are planners in your own lives. So I will focus on maybe some personalized gifts and then kind of some standard gifts. And then I might even do one on inexpensive gifts. So, I hesitate to do inexpensive because everybody's definition of inexpensive is a little bit different. But I'll try and focus on some of the super cool items that really, are more kind of stocking stuffer budget versus, a full gift budget. And so I'm trying to look at those kind of things to fill in a little bit throughout the month of December. Something a little bit different. I haven't really done a lot of those kind of videos, but I do have some good ideas for those. So anyway, I have a list for Vlogmas that I'm going to start working through and creating those videos. So hopefully throughout the month of December, you will start to see the one video a day again from me. I do kind of miss that schedule. I miss having something that is in the works and being uploaded every single day. And so I'm kind of excited. When I made the decision, it kind of made me excited to get back to that. So I will start working on those this weekend. And fortunately, for anyone who watched my plan with me, one of the things that I had on my list that I had to get done this weekend was the Part 107 kind of continuing education. You have to go through a certificate course. And I actually did that during the week, got that taken care of and off my plate and off my mind. And so I am good to go with flying my drone for the next 2 years. Um, so that part of the schedule is done. Originally, I was going to do that Saturday morning, but I just kind of felt like if I wanted to really focus on things, I wanted to take some of the stress off of myself, that was something that I really needed to get done during the week instead of leaving it to the weekend. So what does that mean for next week, week 16 of my YouTube channel? So week 16, we're going to do, again, the Washi selection tomorrow. So that'll be your Saturday, and the Plan With Me Live on Sunday. And then on Monday, you should have an alternate Plan With Me. That'll be in Sterling Ink B6. Tuesday, there will be an art short. Wednesday and Thursday, I'm not sure. And then again, we will be back to check in again on Friday. I'm going to try very, very hard to check in a little bit earlier. One of the things that I'm noticing is that with the new job, a lot of the chaos tends to happen at the end of the week, and especially on Friday. So it's always been kind of my thought process that I would come and check in with you guys at lunchtime on Fridays, and that just hasn't really worked out. So I think what I'm going to try and do this coming Friday is to check in with you guys before I go into work, and maybe go into work just about a half hour later. Because I always do end up getting stuck at work at least a half an hour late on Fridays. And so I thought that makes sense to me, that I could get up and film and spend my time with you guys in the morning, where you'll get me fresh and full of energy. And then I can go to work and deal with my work day and not necessarily think of having to come home and compile all of the stats and everything into a YouTube video. So hopefully you will see that earlier in the day on Friday this coming week. Again, today it's a little bit late. I think it's probably going to be Saturday by the time this whole thing uploads, but it'll be just right after midnight. So we're still going to count that as Friday. It's still before I go to bed. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me as I kind of check in on the YouTube channel and how things are going. I really am still enjoying the process. I'm not feeling like it's some kind of a chore. So I know when I talked about, having to film the video at the end of the day, a lot of that is just that I want to film it earlier. And so I'm thinking about it, and I'm feeling upset that I'm not being able to film it earlier. So it's not that I feel like it's a chore or a bad task that I'm putting off. It's just that I haven't had the time earlier in the day to do it. But I really am loving YouTube still. I love checking in with you guys. I love seeing how everybody's doing. I would really love you to comment a lot on my videos. And if you haven't taken the time to vote in the poll on which art short you want me to do, please go and do that. And I'll do the first place probably tomorrow. I'll probably draw tomorrow night. So I'll do the first place, and then if a lot of votes come in late, then I might also do the second place and post that the following week. So we'll see how things go. But please take some time and just look at what the 4 choices are. Pick your favorite. That's all you have to do. No more complicated than that. I would really appreciate it. I will see you guys with the Washi selection tomorrow, and I'll see you in person with the Plan With Me live Sunday morning at 9. Talk to you then. Bye.